Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. No sooner had the press release from the organisation standing with you done the rounds, and then there was news that the two concerts plans for Johannesburg and Cape Town had indeed been cancelled. You must be very satisfied with that.
We are happy with that.
But is that enough?
The first was yesterday with the Cape Town venue. Claiming that they had already taken the decision last week, so we wondered why tickets were still selling in their name. And this morning we woke up to a nice one-line letter from Gallagher. That is very satisfying, but it is not enough. One, I am not convinced that the tickets are not continuing to be sold. And if they are not, I'm not convinced that the promoter will not go to another venue and try to find another venue, though we will find him there, he can hide. The main thing that we actually want, which is why that's not enough, we do not want Koffi Olomide to enter this country. So until we hear from government that they have stopped him from entering the country, or if he turns up on the shores, they will bundle him up and deliver him with love to Zambian authorities who are looking for him, where there is a warrant of arrest out for him. We will be satisfied, but that will not be the end, because that does not mean that violence against women will have stopped, but at least it will be a gain.
Do you think enough is being done by businesses, for instance, this is in the entertainment world, to ensure that they've done their homework on whoever they've invited here? Because you just have to Google this gentleman's name and you see that the one conviction of rape is not the only thing that stands against him. Some would say is a piece of work, as some people would say. Do you think enough is being done, that those things are checked?
Not only is enough being done, nothing is being done. There's complicity. Why didn't they do the homework? The whole range of business, beginning with the promoter when he gets the idea that I must bring this thug to South Africa, get into the venues, why do they wait for us to be the ones to wake them up? Get into CompuTicket, who is selling tickets, get into the supermarkets that are, I don't know whether they are outlets of CompuTicket or what, but they are selling tickets as well. So there's a whole network of complicity.
Now, this man is in the public eye. Would your organization, and you're speaking on behalf of a few organizations that have come together to make this stand, do you believe that people who have convictions of this nature against their name, whether they are famous or not, should be allowed to get visas to travel into South Africa?
Not at all. Actually, they should be persona non grata. Excuse me, not just in South Africa, but all over the world. Every country in the world should be denying people like this entry. Why was he not presenting himself for the trial in Paris, in France? That means he knew that he was in trouble. Why then would he just come here and march and make money and add to his fame?
Now, but I'm asking about ordinary citizens of other countries,
yes,
who've had convictions against them. And then some would say, but what if they've had a conviction against them and they've served their sentence, their so-called punishment? Should they also not be allowed to travel into South Africa?
It's a very famous question, this one. They have served. In many countries, if you have a criminal record, they do not give you a visa. You have to work very hard to make sure that you expunge that criminal record to be able to get a visa. Why can't we be the same? But worse still, when it comes to this issue of violence against women and rape in particular, you find that the sentence that they get is never really equal to the crime that they have committed. That's number one. Number two, the victims and survivors of those violence, there is not enough attention to their healing process, to their, recuperating, and healing is an intertwined thing, because most of the time, even a top-notch CEO, when they are raped, most of the time it leads to loss of economic income, because of depression and so on and so forth, they lose their jobs. Those who are already unemployed, I can't even start talking. it's very difficult to find a job because of this cycle of psychological harm that happens to the people. Apart from others, also result also in physical harm.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for coming to speak to us. Buni Matlana Sekhwale is the spokesperson for hashtag Stop Koffi Olomide. Now they're just waiting to hear from Home Affairs and from government whether or not the Congolese artist would be allowed a visa even just to travel to South Africa, even though the 2 concerts planned in Cape Town and Joburg have already been cancelled.